TV's Rick Blood is here.
Rick Blood.
Rick Blood.
Rick Blood. Rick Blood.
Hey, that's cool.
Welcome to Unfiltered. I'm throwing a little bit, Bruce. We got no monitor out here. So there we go. Thanks, Jim. All right. Where am I going to start tonight? Let's start with this, because I just opened my nice refreshment from G Housing Beverages. And meteorologists claim they're right 85% of the time. Yep. And they're going to be right this week. It's warming up. Finally. Supposed to be in the low 40s on Saturday. Nice day, sunny. Yep, and Sunday, we're not too sure about. A little bit of snow maybe in the forecast, or a snow-rain mix for Sunday, Monday, possibly. Who knows? But hey, if anybody's noticed, Cheshire TV is now airing 3 times a day the weather with Al Caprillion. That's right. Yeah, apparently he got laid off from My TV over there in Derry. So he started doing like a 1.5 minute weather cast every day from public access over in Manchester. And he's farming it out to all of us small little stations in New Hampshire, which is very cool. Because we don't have a local weather. But since we've started airing him, he's added in saying what the temperature in Keene is. So it's neat. All right. I might as well, let's get the horrible stuff over with first. What's that? Oh yeah, the listings on a grid. Thanks for reminding me about that, Bruce, too. Oh, happy days. You can now DVR your favorite Cheshire TV shows without having to do the whole 12-hour block. All the shows are listed. I've spent the last 2 days putting information into the computer for the on-screen guide by, I'm not sure if it'll be all complete by next week, but by the following week, every show should have a little description. If you pull up the information, it'll have a little description of what the shows are all about, and it'll be nice. Saturday Fright Special will be able to list which movies are playing, so you won't just see Saturday Fright Special. You'll be able to know if it's one that you've already pirated or not. And those Saturday Fright Special guys are serious about that pirating stuff. The other horrible news this week is the huge earthquake in Haiti, which struck us a little hard here at Cheshire TV because we just sent 2 cameras down with, I believe it's Dr. Tom Link from the hospital. He went down with a group for Doctors Without Borders. And he had, I want to say they left Wednesday or something, or Tuesday, Monday. Earlier in the week, though, they left to go down there for 2 or 3 weeks for these. Apparently, they do it all the time. A group goes down and works out of a little clinic and just, does the typical healthcare stuff. But, geez, I think they picked the wrong time to go down now. They're going to be busy, busy, busy. On the other hand, it's good. All right.
So we got doctors going outside the country to give free health care, and people dying on our own streets because we can't. Sorry.
Don't let the general public in on that knowledge, Bruce. We'll all be wanting free health care. then what would the world be? And this is going to sound very callous, but I'm truly upset at our quick, speedy, and almost, what am I thinking, overdone response to this. I think I heard a Navy ship with 2,000 Marines was going to offload their 2,000 Marines down there to help out. Already there's an aircraft carrier parked off the coast, as well as, I believe, a hospital ship, at least one hospital ship, and many other Navy ships. Donations are flooding in like crazy. And we did not do this when disaster struck our own country. When Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, the response wasn't like this. But yet, tsunami, where was that last tsunami? Mogadishu or the last big tsunami that went through out there like last year or the year before, and boom, a huge, bunch of people went over to help with that. Earthquake in Haiti. We send half the damn country down there. Who cares what it costs? Money's no object. What? We're going to send the Marines in there to help search and rescue, to help, keep the peace. But I bet the Marines aren't going to go door to door taking everybody's guns away from them down there. Or weapons, machetes, knives, whatever the Haitians use for weapons. Voodoo dolls, whatever. But the military's not down there taking their weapons away like they did in New Orleans. Which is strange, because it's all black people in Haiti, too. This is a country that has been the poorest country for, I believe, 150 years. Because somebody actually told me 200 years ago, Haiti was the richest island in the Caribbean. Now, I mentioned that to Lee, and he said, yeah, that's because all the pirates lived there. But, I guess through government overthrows and unrest and government screwing over the people or whatever, government in it for itself. And that's what, took them down. And now, of course, everybody's saying, no, this is the perfect opportunity to help Haiti get back on their feet. And maybe we should help us get back on our feet. Really, we've still got 10% unemployment here. I don't know what the unemployment rate was in Haiti, but right now in Haiti, everybody's working. Everybody that can work is working. Not for money, but, it's take care of ourselves first. Because I don't remember, ships parked off of the coast of Oakland after the Oakland earthquake back in the 80s, the late 80s. Oakland crumbled. And it was just like, oh well. No, that wasn't the massive response like we're sending to Haiti. And that the world is sending to Haiti. It's always, I think France is involved with sending, I think it was, I heard some country is sending $200,000. $200,000 is a lot of money. Why can't, let's say Lehman Brothers send $2 million? Or Fannie, is it Fannie Mae? And the other one there, no, it was Fannie Mae. And, Goldman Sachs, I think, is the other one. That even though they've received stimulus money, these Wall Street companies are still paying out $100 million bonuses to their executives. This is crazy. And I don't know why we stand for it. You know, the government's putting its foot down. Obama's lying through his friggin' teeth, you know, about all the promises he made during the campaign. Oh, we're going to have this health care debate. We're going to have this health care debate on TV so the entire population of the United States can see who is supporting them and who is not supporting them. Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the government is supporting nobody but itself. Government doesn't care about me. Government doesn't care about you. Government cares about itself. And I heard, I was on the early shift today, so I actually got lunch at lunchtime instead of later in the day when I take it on not show days. But I've rearranged my hours, and now that Ernie works here, I feel a little bit more comfortable about taking time off. So now on Thursdays, I work from 9 to 5 so that I can get out of work at 5, come in, set up my show, do my show, and then go home. Whereas before, it was like I would take an extended lunch break and set it all up and do the show and then go back to work for the last hour and a half of the night and fill out my time card for the day. And that made my crew have to go home and sit around and wait for an hour and a half until I got out of work in order to do the whole critiquing thing that we do on the show every week. But now it's going to be a lot nicer. I'm out at 5. It gives me a couple hours to get the show ready, to get all my notes prepared, or, well, not so much notes, but to find a few stories. And then pack up the studio and go home immediately. And it's nice because I can walk out and go, "Night, Ernie." Don't forget to lock up. But, I mean, it's great having him here because at this point, he's trying to learn all the systems that we've got. So Lee's got him doing everything. Trial by fire. The deep end kind of stuff, you know? He just like gave Ernie the boot out of the nest. Ernie's like falling, clawing for everything he can get, you know? But he's going to do good. And it's nice. I've been taking it easy, working a little bit more on editing to get my editing skills up. And we've got new shows starting. I think three new shows coming up very soon. So
you're saying when the channel is broadcasting black screen, it's Ernie's fault, right?
Now it is, yeah. Before it could only be blamed on me. But nope. Now I'll just say, nope, that was Ernie. So it's nice to be able to point the finger.
It's like having a little brother, right?
Yeah, only I think Ernie's a couple years older than me. Which is cool because it makes me not the old guy anymore at the station. And don't tell Ernie I said this, but I think he looks like that guy from Law and Order, Special Victims Unit. The guy that's teamed up with Ice-T.
Oh, Richard Belzer.
Richard Belzer, yeah. I think Ernie looks like him, kind of, like a younger version. But with my luck, he's got the studio feed on in the office in there. So I don't know. What else is? Apparently, he did hear. Sorry, Ernie.
Say hi to Ernie.
I'm surprised nobody's ever told him that before. I knew he was in there working, but I figured he wasn't paying attention to what was going on with TV. Yeah, a house in New York City just sold for $2.1 million. 9.5 feet wide. The house is by 42 feet long. No, it's probably got the same amount of floor room as our trailers do. It's in Greenwich Village. It was built in 1873 on land used as an alley between homes. It was listed for 2.7 million. It's got 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. And it sold, it last sold in 2000 for $1.6 million. And it just sold again. A plaque on the street, on the side of the street home, notes poet Edna St. Vincent Millay once lived there. So did anthropologist Margaret Mead. It was listed on real estate websites Wednesday as a rental available for $10,000 a month. Yeah, $10,000 a month for a rental.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's probably the going rate too.
And that's probably the going rate in New York. What can you do?
Not live in New York.
Well, we could rent that house for a month, or we could have a pumpkin fest. What do you think? We're having a pumpkin fest. That's what the Sentinel said Wednesday. 2010 Pumpkin Fest will go on. Center Stage says they don't know where they're going to get the money, but because apparently they lost money last year on the Pumpkin Fest. Now, see, this is what I can't understand is how do you lose money, because it wasn't really all about the money anyway, was it? I thought it was about the nonprofits making money, and I bet if you ask any of the nonprofits, they didn't lose money. I bet all the nonprofits made money. Maybe Center Stage should push for more people to volunteer, for more people to give, and not just, oh, sure, we'll be involved in the Pumpkin Fest, but you've got to pay us. That's stupid. Pumpkin Fest is a community thing. Everybody in the community should be doing everything they can to help out. Cheshire TV was down there with volunteers for 14 hours so that we could air the show and air the Pumpkin Fest. It's that light fixture, Bruce. That's the crappy one. If you bounce up and down, it'll come back on, maybe. Otherwise, get Jim to step over here and let Greg get a shot of him over here in the light. Because I hate to not recognize Jim, because he's at every city council meeting, shooting every city council meeting, every school concert, every, if there's something boring to shoot, Jim will be there to shoot it. Playing is not to say that the high school, that the concerts are boring, but, meetings and things like that, Jim, I don't think Jim's bailed on one of them yet. So, and on weeks that he's not doing that, he comes and helps us out. So, whether it's just to get away from, away from home or whatever, or maybe his wife throws him out every Thursday. Tells him, look, get a hobby. So he has to come down here. But on camera one is Jim. And on camera two, if you hadn't heard already, Greg's here. Most people could tell, the first 2 minutes whether Greg's in the room or not, because I either have the laugh track or I don't. And in the booth, it's Bruce and Andrea.
Way out of focus. How's it going out there, Rick?
You're gonna focus.
We were out of focus. That's
Oh,
all
you
right,
were-
though.
oh, okay. Well, focus.
We're back in shape. We're back in shape. It's been a pretty decent week. Been cold, but still got a few of my squirrels out there running around. Still fatter than ever. Apparently, yeah, Greg was telling me one down by him committed suicide
Really?
by electrocution. But they had woke up to fried squirrel this morning. But at least the critters they'll have lunch. But No, other than that, not a whole lot going on. Still working crazy hours at Smith's, making product, stemming the tide of the H1N1 flu, because that's where most of our product is going, is toward the government contracts and medical suppliers and dealing out the vaccines. So,
Well, and I think the government, at least the New York City government, I think is handing out needles to heroin junkies, I think, these days.
right, last week's story. But, we haven't been contacted by the state of New York yet to supply them with anything, so I don't know where they're getting their stuff. But
All right.
other than that, just biding my time until NASCAR season starts. That's about it. Nothing else really happening. We got a few shows coming on TV soon that we like to watch. The Burn Notice and Leverage.
Oh, yeah, and I
Some of the
told you
other
about
ones.
that new one, Leverage, the season premiere of Leverage was very good last night.
Oh, we haven't
I
seen
just,
it
I just
yet.
want to tell you,
Yeah.
it was really good.
White Collar's coming back on.
And I also mentioned to you guys the one that started on History Channel. I think it started last week. It's called Madhouse. It's about 4 Charlotte, North Carolina modified race car drivers.
Oh, wow.
And it's got all the trailers for this thing look unbelievable. It shows like
More time.
guys in the middle of the track wailing on each other outside of their cars and in the pits.
The way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's racing.
When Mike and I were on the road driving truck, when we were laid over in Memphis, we'd go across the river to West Memphis, Arkansas.
Yep.
And they had a little dirt track there, and every night that we went to a race there,
I want to push in.
there was a fight between drivers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just local rivalries, and I think them guys drink when they race too down there. I'm not sure, but I think they do. But
Probably. I know
it's
my
just-
folks used to.
but yeah, good TV on, and
Hell, it's about all we can do nowadays. I don't like to be out in the cold, so we just
Yeah.
become couch potatoes and watch TV and with over 200 channels of stuff on Time Warner Time Warner cable, I can't hardly ever find anything worth watching. It's amazing.
yeah,
I thought it was bad when I was a kid with 3 channels, and it's even worse now with 200.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. I think that was the only thing I watched last night.
Except for Cheshire TV, that always has excellent programming. But
Yeah, oh, always excellent
Why
programming.
taste?
I don't know if I'd say always, but that's up to the producers. And I've got to tell you, Ken Arnold, Room 207, brilliant, brilliant shows this week and next week. This week his show is titled Red.
Oh, is that the one that was red?
It's just a red screen for the whole show, but some great, like facts about the color red.
It was red.
Quotes concerning the color red, songs about red, poems about red, you name it. Ken did it, and yeah, and I don't know if it's a secret or not, but blue is next week. That's right. Yeah, I see him probably doing all of the primary colors. At least I'm hoping he does, because I'll watch it. Black screen should be easy for him. He just put the lens cap back on the camera.
well, if he did red and he's going to go in order, it should be orange next.
No, he's going red, blue. So, sorry.
Messing up
Maybe
the
his
colors of the
rainbows,
spectrum.
maybe his rainbow goes a little different than yours, Bruce. I don't know. All right, sure. Hey, over in London, a bunch of cops got in serious trouble because they had a cold snap over there, and these cops were using their riot shields as sleds and sliding on their riot shields. Some guy passing by filmed them going down a snowy hill in Oxford and posted the clip on YouTube. It shows a policeman barreling downhill while another shouts, "Whatever happens, keep smiling." The guy who filmed the scene said he was pleasantly surprised by the officers' actions because he thought they were going to scold him for trying to slide down the hill in a kayak. But they were using their riot shields. And just so you know, the kayak is not the way to go. If you're going to go sliding, you'll want to use a canoe or like one of those flat-bottom skiffs, something you can bail out of real easy. The Thames Valley Police Superintendent said he told the officers that tobogganing on duty on police equipment and at taxpayers' expense is a very bad idea. But he added that the snow brings out the child in all of us. I would love to see the Keene cops out sliding somewhere. Imagine driving down School Street, hitting that corner by the old Tilden School and seeing a bunch of cops down there sliding. I think it would be just a hoot. All right. In Poland's found a great way. Oh, that's right. Sorry, Bruce, I changed cameras and didn't mean to. In Poland, apparently they've found a way to get some money. The Poland's tax office has levied a fine of $820,000 on an unemployed woman for failing to pay tax on income worth at least 6 times that, because it's in zlotys. Only the first one is, only the fine was converted. Thanks, Greg. That's why you did way better in math than I did. Yeah. The $820,000 equals 2.3 million zlotys. This woman failed to pay income tax on income worth at least 13.7 zlotys. She had earned it as a prostitute. Woman told the tax office that she had very generous customers, and one of her clients paid the woman 5 million zlotys during the 1997 to 2002 period. Yeah. So that's got to be like over $1 million in 5 years for sex. I don't know why she's unemployed now. It seems like she had a damn good business going. Jeez. It doesn't say how old she is either. But that's weird.
She's
It's almost
probably
like that,
horribly maimed in a freak car accident or something. And
yeah. I don't know. Let me do this. Yeah, let me do this one. This is. All right, I'll go to camera 2. Portland, Oregon. Portland police said a man gave an apologetic robbery note to an employee at a FedEx Kinko's store and then waited for the cops. The employee said, the note said, "This is a robbery. I'll wait outside for police. Sorry." And apparently when the cop detective showed up, the cop detective said responding officers found the 46-year-old man outside the store and took him into custody. No robbery charges will be persuaded because the man did not have a weapon and didn't carry out a robbery. Police believe he simply wanted to go to jail. Man was taken to Multnomah County Jail for investigation of initiating a false report. I was going to rob the place, but I didn't. But I still told you I did. So put me in jail. Oregon, and it's not even
so
like,
if he had attempted the robbery, it would have been a true report.
It might have been. Yeah. Oh, I also heard that I didn't print out the story, but there's a magazine in some national magazine in Canada, is changing the name of the magazine because apparently it's drawing some kind of a stir. Name of the magazine is called The Beaver. Yeah. So they're thinking they gotta change it. Apparently, so they don't have to wrap it in plastic and do all that. Well, that was funny though. And a Boulder, Colorado woman discovered a fish in her aquarium had been beheaded, and $10 was missing from her wallet after she shooed an intruder from her apartment. She's a 19-year-old woman. She woke up about 2 in the morning and saw the stranger. She yelled at him to leave, but didn't immediately call the police because she assumed the man had mistakenly entered the wrong apartment. Apparently in Boulder, Colorado, they don't have locks on the doors. Yeah, they said she hadn't locked her door that night. Must live in Boulder, Colorado is a pretty big town. I lock my damn doors in Keene. She went to a friend's house, and when she returned later, she discovered that a betta fish had been beheaded and her money was missing. No arrests have been made, and the woman's name wasn't released.
Did they identify the fish?
I'm not sure. It didn't say, but
Pending notification
apparently they
of
did. It
next
says
of kin.
betta fish are popular for freshwater aquariums. They have bright colors and long flowing tails.
The Japanese fighting fish.
Oh, is that what those are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the little Japanese fighting fish.
They have to do a little chalk outline.
I would have. Waterproof chalk. Yeah. In good news this week, the doomsday clock has been set back 1 minute. Went from 5 minutes before midnight to 6 minutes before midnight. And of course, everybody knows when it hits midnight, that's the end. See? And it says the Haiti earthquake was not a factor in the decision. I thought for sure it was, that it was just one less threat. The clock was set up in 1947 anyway. And the actual clock is housed at the Bulletin of Atomic Sciences office in Chicago, Illinois. Trying to figure out why. There's been a sea change in attitude and opening up a possibility, but doesn't really say. The looming dangers include the perils of 27,000 nuclear weapons, 2,000 of which are ready to launch within minutes, and the destruction of human habitats from climate change. But now, let's talk about climate change for a minute, because I was thrown for a huge loop today while I was freezing my butt off, and the furnace was chugging overtime, and the hot water heater was working overtime to try and push the hot water all the way through the pipes, through the cold pipes, to the faucet. One of the leading climate change scientists in the world announced this week that we are headed into a 30-year period of global cooling. Yes, quote, a mini ice age, where the glaciers will advance and temperatures on the globe will get cooler. But, he said, probably to cover his own ass, this is only a pause in the overall global warming scheme. That sounds retarded, doesn't it? Yes, we're going to be going through 30 years of
Sounds
global...
like a weather forecaster.
Yeah, we're going to go through 30 years of global cooling, and then we're going to go through 50 years of global warming, although it might get cold again, then it's going to get really hot. But then summer will be over and it'll cool down again. And maybe it will rain frogs. And maybe it might. I think it did somewhere, didn't it? In England it rained frogs somewhere. Pretty sure. Or fish or tuna, I believe it was, wasn't it? I'm waiting for it to rain spam. That would make Monty Python happy. All right. Let me read this one really quickly. All right, yeah, that's a good thing to do while I read this article, and then I can come back and tell you, because this one's stupid too. This week on the Mom's Tattoo musical interlude from this year's Keen Music Fest is Chaotic Soul.
Hold me tight, well, this is my invitation.
Good band. They're one of the more mellow ones. So I figure after listening to me scream for a while, you need to something to bring you back down. In November, the Seattle Police Department, investigating a complaint about a beating, interviewed a 25-year-old man hospitalized after being found screaming in pain, impaled on a metal fence. He said he had run away from a barroom fight and momentarily thought he was a ninja warrior capable of leaping the fence. Apparently, he wasn't so ninja-like. And environmentally conscious David and Katie France live 400 yards from their local recycling center in Blandford, England, and decided in October to hand carry their garbage instead of driving the car the short distance. They were refused entry based on a safety rule requiring that trash be brought in vehicles. Sorry, you can't just walk your trash to the dump anymore. That's stupid. That's really stupid. Probably not even in a shopping cart.
Just give it to somebody that's driving by then. Or getting edible.
There were some other good ones in here too. This one was pretty. A lot of stupid junk happened in November, apparently. A Chicago judge ruled that former firefighter Jeffrey Boyle is entitled to his $50,000 annual pension, even though he's pleaded guilty in 2006 to 8 counts of arson. Yeah. And allegedly confessed to 12 more. Boyle is known locally as Matches Boyle. Get this, to distinguish him from his brother, John Quarters Boyle, who is now in federal prison for bribery following the theft of millions of dollars in state toll gate coins. Yeah.
I thought he was good at playing quarters.
Now, what's he got a pension for?
He was a firefighter.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And the judge concluded that Match's arsons were wholly separate from his firefighting.
Shouldn't
I
that
don't know how they
pension
figured
go
that,
to
'cause
pay
without the
for
fires, he wouldn't have had a
the
job.
damages caused?
This is crazy.
So he's not responsible for the damages caused during his arsons?
Apparently not. No. That's the way that. Hey, and this is why the government is trying. I heard Rush Limbaugh today while I was at lunch. That's what I started to say earlier when I was talking about going to lunch early. I got to listen to, I think it was Rush Limbaugh squawking on the radio. He was saying that the reason that the government is trying so hard to convince us that the economy is so crappy and there are no jobs and is that the government is trying to force the American people to realize that capitalism doesn't work. That's what they're trying to do. So that, Obama can go, oh, see, my system will work while capitalism won't work. See? Yet, the government are the ones that are causing capitalism not to work. But they'll say, oh no, we have to be socialist because capitalism doesn't work and it's been proven to not work. Nobody's got any money, nobody's got any jobs.
Russia ain't looking much better right now. And
Nobody's
they're
looking
all
much better.
socialist.
Nobody's looking better.
Germany.
England.
Here's a guy. Guy who drew a 3-month sentence in October, a 52-year-old guy. Got a 3-month sentence for having twice fondled a 12-year-old girl and given her beer. He complained through his lawyer that his sentence was too long. The collateral consequences for Mr. Yavorsky here are tremendous, said the lawyer, in that the negative publicity about the case might force the dude to have to close his business in Lower Nazareth Township, Pennsylvania. He owns an ice cream shop.
I ain't should have his hands cut off.
I think, yeah. Huh? Yeah. Here's one, a dude in Britain, Cardiff Crown Court. He pled guilty to forging an uncle's checks worth £41,000, which is $65,000. He was fined £5 or $8. He wrote checks worth $65,000. He was fined $8, given a suspended sentence and ordered to do community service. The judge said the reason that the fine was so small was because Mr. Price was broke, having already spent the $65,000.
He must have also been a close personal friend of the judge.
I bet he was, yeah.
Yeah, well, he spent half of it on the judge.
Blew all the cash buying himself a judge, did he?
All right. What else have I got? This one's kind of funny. In Kinston, North Carolina, an undercover drug buy led the North Carolina detectives to an underground marijuana garden in a buried school bus. Yeah. It's, I don't know where they got the idea. Probably from Waco. Remember Waco? Oh, David Koresh had like school buses buried down there in Waco as like bomb shelters and stuff. So apparently multiple media outlets reported Thursday the Lenoir County Sheriff's Office had been looking for the source of the marijuana for 3 years and had been flying over the area with a helicopter. But apparently if you bury your weed in a school bus, the cop helicopters can't like sniff it out with their heat-seeking, pot-smelling radar. Then sheriff's narcotics officers bought several pounds of pot in a recent undercover buy, and they traced the pot to a rural residence. A search dog fell through a camouflage trap door leading down to the full-length school bus, buried 8 feet under a backyard tool shed. Yeah, that's some planning there. Hope the dog was all right, too. Deputies seized 68 plants, each 4 feet tall and weighing about 35 pounds. Cops say the plants were worth about $40,000, but what do they know about the price of pot? You know, they always say it's worth way more than it is, you know. Oh, yeah, we confiscated 1 pound of marijuana worth $56 million in street value. They don't know what street value is. Street value is getting your pot for free. That's street value. All right, now we'll get back to this one I was trying to read during the musical interlude, and my brain's even more fried now than when I started reading it. Because apparently it's about how polar bear poop is helping scientists. It's helping them shed light on the spread of deadly antibiotic-resistant superbugs. I believe specifically, or no, such as methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. How is that? Or MRSA. That's what MRSA is. Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. It's a growing problem in hospitals, and researchers are anxious to understand how it evolves. But these Norwegian researchers say they had found little sign of such microbes in the feces of polar bears in the remote Arctic, suggesting the spread of resistance genes seen in the droppings of other animals may be due to human influence. So apparently if humans hang out with polar bears, their poop's got microbes. If we stay away from polar bears, their poop will be fine. So it's just another. The rise of superbugs is prompting some drug companies to look again at antibiotics, a field that has been neglected in recent years. You know why? Because antibiotics created superbugs. All these pills and drugs that they tell us that we have to take is just weakening our immune systems. Because we're coming up with chemicals to put into our bodies to create an effect that our body should be doing all by itself. You are supposed to get sick. You are supposed to get the flu. Because when you get the flu, you're sick for a little while, your body builds up antibodies, kills off the virus. The next time it comes, you don't get it because you've already fought it off. But no, they keep giving us pills. Here, take these pills. Immunize yourself. You don't need to be immunized. I mean, when I was a kid, when I was married, actually, and my kids were kids, and I'm sure it was the same when I was a kid, when everybody was kids, if one kid in the neighborhood got chicken pox, the mothers had a party and got all the kids together. Go play with the kid with the spots. That's what it was. And we say, all the kids are going, no, he's got spots. Go play with him, it's all right. We want you to get spots. I didn't really want to get spots, but I got spots. So, but no, it saves in the long run. And if you didn't get chicken pox when you were a kid, and you waited and you waited and you waited, and you get chicken pox when you're an adult, it's very dangerous. Which is why, but sure, listen to the doctors. Like I said last week, they have no idea. Not a clue.
They're still practicing.
I go, well, how'd that guy die? Well, his heart stopped beating. Good clue. All right, I read all those. I think I read them all. All right, what do you want to talk about, guys? Anything important in your life going on, Greg?
Little Feet tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right, Little Feet tonight. And Greg will be there. Greg actually having a friend take him to, or a friend has offered to take Greg to see Little Feet. How's your daughter doing at school?
Okay,
Good? Adjusting to high school all right?
I guess.
Yeah? I was going to go out there for lunch today, and I decided I'd just go to Burger King instead. Actually, I got my lunch. I went to Burger King and sat in that lunch. And people down there at Burger King are freaks. I swear, they didn't have any clue what was going on in that business today. I ordered 2 double cheeseburgers and some of those, the new funnel cake things. They're like French fries, only they're made out of funnel cake stuff. And they got powdered sugar on them, so they're really good. But these people, it took them 15 minutes to whip together 2 double cheeseburgers and some of them little funnel things. It's just not right. It was a madhouse in there. And then I got my lunch, and I went up and just parked in Robin Hood, which is really nice, you know, because I used to go up there when I had, you know, regular lunch hours all the time. I'd go up, I'd just park in Robin Hood and eat and watch the people skating around, falling down on the ice. That's always funny in the wintertime. But no, it was fun. 2 minutes. Well, I'm trying to think if anything else is going on. I thought I wanted to talk. Sarah Palin's joining Fox News. She's going to be like a commentator or a hater or something on Fox News, along with all the rest of them. And that's kind of cool. Jon Stewart's up to his same old stuff. Actually, Colbert did a huge thing. when they came back off of their hiatus and were in high def, is what it was. And apparently in high def, there's more picture on the outsides. So Colbert did this little thing where he said, if you've got high def, you see wider. And then he reached under his desk and he said, for all you people with them old square TVs, you can't even see this. It was a funny bit. All right. Oh, and I did my Yankee Lanes thing last week. I told that joke about you, Bruce, and Smiths, and the whole you not liking me
You
talk
just
about
batted it
smoking
off.
pot. And yeah, but it was fun. We had a good time. Every second Friday of the month, we'll be at Yankee Lanes from 7 to 9, our little comedy group. And Wade's come up with the title Chicken and Biscuits. So, I don't know why. All right. Up next on No Spin, we've got Neil Donegan and Bill Gurney from the Keene School Board to talk about, I would imagine, the school budget, the warrant articles, because all that's coming up. The first session's coming up beginning of the month. All right. I want to thank my crew for coming. I want to thank Cheshire TV. Thank everybody. Thank Mom's Tattoo. Till next week. Peace.
Stop. There are kids watching. That's no way to teach kids how to behave.
Refreshments provided by G. Housen Distributors. Premium beverages delivered.